I read somewhere that 2-year-olds have twice as many synapses as adults. Because these connections between brain cells are where learning occurs, twice as many synapses enable the brain to learn faster than at any other time of life. Therefore, children's experiences between 2 years and 6 years have a lasting effect on their development and has the power to change the trajectory of their life. When is it time for me to take my baby to school? But my baby is too small. Should I be taking them to school at 2 years? What about socialization? How will I know that my baby is ready for school? I'm scared. What about COVID? Should I be going for CBC or should I take her to Montessori? What's the difference anyway? Join us this week as we take on the conversation of all things education. See you then. So what's the point of the queendom? What are we here for? What I want to do is to empower the next generation. And the best way to do that is to start by new life. If we're able to talk into, to bring up, and to strengthen, and to give the best to new life, then we're able to create a new world. Well, how are we going to talk into new life? The cradle of new life is the woman. The woman is able to hold, to feel, to speak into, to nurture and create a whole new world through one little person. You see, if the child is able to have a good nutrition, they have the best start. If a child is able to have a strong mental capacity, the world will definitely benefit, because a strong mind is what anyone needs to start off a new world. If a child is able to have all that they need at the beginning of their life, it will definitely reflect in the end. And so we want to hold hands and take the woman and empower her. We want to give her as much information as we can. And that means coming together with doctors, with lawyers, with financiers, with anybody that will help this woman make informed decisions for herself, for her family, and for the next generation. Now that is what the queendom is about. Walk with me and let's do this together. Let us bring up the best generation in the next generation. Thank you so much for joining us, and I pray that I leave a mark in your life. Yours truly, Kezia. Johari Montessori, located on Convent Road in Lavington, is a Montessori school that offers challenging and rewarding academic curriculum for children aged from 18 months to 6 years. Their programs are designed to build a strong academic foundation while nurturing the child's social, emotional, physical, cultural, mental, and moral development.
They have well-trained teachers and assistants who are committed to building warm, respectful, responsive relationships with the children. If you want to reach out to Johari Montessori, you can contact them on 0722 602 637. That's 0722 602 637. Or email them on info@joharimontessori.co.ke. Johari Montessori, where curiosity leads to learning.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us on the Queendom. We are so excited to have you here. I'm so happy to have everybody here. Welcome to the Queendom Live. It is a lovely session, guys. This one is a big one. Why? Our children need to be headed to school. We had a conversation in the Queendom the other day about when the right time for children to go to school is. And we're not necessarily sure. So we are joined by professionals. As usual on the Queendom, we always come through with our super professionals. So I'm joined by Liz and Ms. Carol on the Queendom. They are from Johari. Through everything preschool, answering all your questions. I've already sent them your questions to have a good idea of what is going on. So welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. I call you Miss Lizzie. I hope you don't mind. But it helps me to feel like you. To you. I hand over the baby when I have her, and then straight to your hands. So I thank you so much for coming. Karibu Sana, welcome to the Queendom. And just talk to us about all things. Let me kick you off with a question. When is the first initiation of the concept of preschool supposed to come to my mind? At what point am I supposed to take my babies to school?
Thank you so much, Miss Kezia. Hi, Queens. I am so excited to be here. Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with all you wonderful ladies. So thank you so much for having me here. And to answer your question, the child, wow, the child is very, very unique. So there is no specific age that has been written or that you're going to Google and find anywhere that is going to be like, oh, you need to take your child to school when they are 1 year, when they are 3 years, when they are 2 years. So it's for the parents to get to know, like, this child now needs to go. This energy, let me take it to the teachers now. So with your question, what I will say is, when a child, now you start to think about school is when the child is already, let's say, is already walking, is starting to say some words, and you want to probably encourage those words, because with children, they learn through imitation. So that is when you can start thinking about a preschool. And you can start as early as possible, or you can even start when they are 3. It is your choice, but there are some benefits of having the child come to school early. So we can start with the first presentation of what a preschool is. Thank you so much for sharing the slides. So let's see what exactly is a preschool. So I'll just give out a definition that is very close to home. So a preschool is also known as a nursery school, a primary school, a pre-primary school, or a play school, which is an educational establishment or learning space. Learning space, I like that. Offering early childhood education to children before they begin compulsory education at primary school. So most of us Kenyans, we know that the government will be on your case. If you have not taken your child to school when they are 6 years, why is your child not in grade 1? So that is why the definition really suits this, that primary education is where now it's very compulsory, and it may be publicly or privately owned. Then I want to pose a question to you as we check in, as we break the ice. So what age would you like to take your child to join preschool? What age would you like your child to join preschool? So Queens, type up into the chat bar. Type out into the chat box. Let me see what age you are thinking about taking your child to preschool. Then let's look at some of the benefits of taking your child to school early. So some of the benefits of taking your child to school early is that they have reinforced gross motor skills. What do we mean by gross motor skills? So these are the skills that are involved in physical activities such as balance, catching a ball, grasping a ball, jumping on one foot, helping them with their balance, helping them to be easy and to just flow, start walking properly, you know. So those are some of the gross motor skills that are going to be enhanced once they go to school. Then there's the fine motor skills. These involve the small muscles, movements such as holding a pencil. I know that at home right now, probably if you have a 2-year-old, if you have a 3-year-old, they're like, I want to write, I want to color this. You have like a box of crayons there. You take this, you sometimes print and color, and they color inside the box, or they try to color, which is very good for them because it reinforces the fine motor skills. So it helps with the pincer grip for once they start holding a pencil to write, and with also turning the pages of a book, which enhance eye-hand coordination. So all this is enhanced in school because they are there with the teacher and all this is done. Then there's the emotional development. Wow, very strong ones. But emotional development here, we are talking about the separation anxiety. You've been with your child at home. Even you as a parent, sometimes you have that attachment. Hey, I don't want my child to go to, let them go when they are 4. So it also helps with that separation anxiety, knowing that the child is safe in school, is safe with other people, and you can go on doing your other businesses. You know, it doesn't stop there. So it helps them with the separation anxiety and also allowing the child to make mistakes. Yes, child to make mistakes and knowing that it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Then we have the social skills. Wow, social skills, interacting with other people, interacting with adults. Maybe they have not been used to seeing other kids or other children or other adults, or they just know mommy and daddy and nanny, and that's it. So it also helps them with that. It can be like just getting to initiate a conversation, or even a simple hello, or reply to something that they have been asked. So hello, how are they supposed to answer? You see, it also supports them with that. Then there's the cognitive development. So here, this involves the child's learning capacity and his or her ability to understand things. The attention plays a major role in success. That is why preschool is there, and there is a lot of repetition that is done, and concentration activity, coloring inside the circle, coloring inside the box. There is beadwork, so helping them concentrate. So all these are enhanced, and these are some of the benefits of taking your child to school early. So there are some factors that you can consider when looking for a kindergarten or a preschool for your child. So I haven't exhausted everything because there might be something particular or to you that you hold really closely when you're looking for a kindergarten or a preschool for your child. So some of the things that I have written here are like location. Location is very important because you get that you don't want a child to be waking up at 6 to go to a school that is in another area so that they can get the education from there. We don't want to make them tired and just be like, hey, I don't like school, or just be sleeping. When they get to class, they just want to lie down. So location is very important when choosing a preschool for your child. There are the operating hours. So with operating hours, you get that there are different operating hours in different schools, where you get that there's half day, full day, and with probably half day, it can be from 8 to 1 p.m. or 8 to 4 p.m. for a full day. So just getting to know the operating hours and being able to plan yourself. Do I want the child to nap in school or at home? Do I want the child to eat lunch in school or at home? And how about pickup logistics? How about if I have siblings that are in other schools and this is a kindergarten that I'm choosing for my child? So just getting to know the operating hours, which is really good for proper planning of the schedule. Then there is class capacity. Class capacity, you don't want a lot of children being in one class or being somewhere in a kindergarten. You know, then there must be that teacher to learner experience. It must be like I get to know all my children. I get to know that this one is like this one is like that, this one is like that. But that cannot happen if we have like 50 children in a class. Even that teacher-learner relationship is not going to be there. So also check on the class capacity, then conducive environment. Conducive environment is also very important. We know that right now we are in a pandemic, and as much as it is going away, we also need to see that as the environment, is it conducive? Is it catering to all the needs that the child has or you have? Is it clean? Is it a conducive environment? Is it clean? Is there sanitation? Is there water? How are the toilets? How is the environment in terms of the security? How are the people themselves? You just look at everything and just know that whether this is a school that I want to take my child to. And being that young, you also need to know that they are learning from those people. They're going to be role modeling from those people, because the children learn from imitation. Then there's the curriculum. The curriculum, there are so many curriculums. There's American, British, Kenyan. So there are so many curriculums, but the most common curriculums that are there in preschool are the Montessori and the CBC, or the early childhood education. So with the curriculum, we're going to be talking more about that. But what I can just say about the curriculum is you also want a curriculum that is going to encompass everything that you want your child to grow with, like wholesomely. It's going to be holistic. It's not just geared on education, or just geared on play. That is holistically building up the child for the future. So we are going to talk more about that. Then there's the extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities, we have begun to be so keen on extracurricular activities. My child is able to play football. My child is a very good golfer. My child is a very good musician. But how will you get to know that? If you take them to a school that offers these extracurricular activities. So you can also look at that, encourage them in their talents. If they're able to sing, just encourage them, push them a little in the extracurricular activities. Let's see, it may be the next musician, it may be the next golfer, Tiger Woods. Yeah, so getting them to extracurricular activities, a school that has that, it's very, very good, and it's very encouraging. Then we have school fees. You can take your child to a school that you are able to afford, because you don't want to be getting to school and then you're being told that, oh, you haven't cleared this, you have arrears here. Take your child to a school that you're able to afford, and you're also able to be comfortable there, in terms of also they will not just be in kindergarten, they will also go to a primary school, which you also need to pay school fees. So once you get to find a budget and able to you're able to be very comfortable with the budget, you can be able to choose the kindergarten that you're looking for. Yeah, so those are some of the factors. I know you have more, and probably you can let us know in the chat box some of the things that you consider when you're looking for a kindergarten or a preschool. It will be really exciting to see you share, and also let us know something else that you can add to our very short list. Then we have the curriculum. So I had said that we are going to talk more about the curriculum. So I would like to invite Miss Carol to just join us and just tell us about the curriculum. We have CBC and we have Montessori, the differences and what is there, and what exactly is Montessori, what exactly is CBC. So Ms. Carol, you can take us through the next slide. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Liz. And thank you, viewers. Welcome. And I hope this session will be very informative, especially for young parents who are really looking for a school. So the big question is, what is Montessori? So basically Montessori, I'm a Montessori trained teacher myself. So in a Montessori school setup, you will find we have Montessori materials. When you walk into a Montessori school, any school that has that Montessori name, the class, we usually use Montessori materials that you'll find on the shelves. These materials, we use these materials to teach our children. And it's very concrete and very practical. So in a Montessori setup, everything is child size, and we have a prepared environment whereby we engage with these materials. We use them to teach the children to develop their concentration, their independence. So it's really engaging. And like the CBC, you'll find when we go back to the other traditional types of teaching, it's always just reciting or memorizing of letters or numbers. So for Montessori, we are very, very practical. So and in Montessori, we have 5 areas of learning. So you find there's one, we have inside the classroom setup, we have centers. So one of the centers is Practical Life Center. In Practical Life, you just find the normal practical materials that even you find at home. So these activities that are there that we set up are like pouring activities, sorting, transferring, opening and closing, button frames where we teach children how to button their dresses or clothes. We have zippers, we have Velcro. So all this really enhances the child to become more independent, and they really enjoy working with these materials. So they are very engaging and fun. Another center is the literacy center. Here we teach language, and we start teaching language with sounds. So you have the phonic sounds, the a, b, those sounds, and we divide those sounds in 4 different categories where we start teaching them, starting from easy to difficult. So the teacher, the literacy teacher will introduce that as they move on to word building and eventually to grammar and writing phrases, writing sentences. So it's a lot of learning that we do step by step. Another center that you'll find in a Montessori school setup is sensorial. In sensorial, it's more of refining of the 5 senses. So you find we have visual activities, we have auditory activities, we have just tasting materials, smelling them, texture. So shapes where they learn the 2D shapes, they learn the 3D shapes. So you find all these activities is very practical. So it's not just writing in a book or drawing, writing on a board. And then another area also is the Math Center. So in Math Center also we have materials that we develop the child through. They work with these projects. From these projects now they move on towards now learning their numbers, going to writing the numbers, doing addition, subtraction. So you find projects specifically for those. And as we start with this concrete, we move from concrete to abstract. So that's where you find now they start doing work in their workbooks. And sometimes you combine with these materials. So it's very, very, it's a way of a child to easily understand concepts, especially like now in mathematics. Then lastly, the other area is culture. In culture, we have now, it's divided into history, geography, and science. So you'll find like if a teacher for that class, the theme is our world, you find there's a project that shows the globe, and we have the puzzle that shows the continents. So you find a child at even an early age, their minds are already exposed, and they learn continents, they learn countries, they learn different things that are found in different countries or landmarks. So it's fun, and it broadens the child's mind. And we also have a library, and in the library also we have books that we start with. We use them for storybooks, and we encourage the culture of reading, and also reading stories, and as well as reading books. So by the time they leave the kindergarten, on the age of 5 to 6 years, we prepare this child to be ready for primary. And that is where we work with the parents. So any child who goes to a Montessori school will be able to join any system, if it's American, if it's British, IB, all those. A child who's gone to a Montessori school as already can join any type of system, because it's very, it prepares the child holistically. Thank you very much.
Ms. Carol, I wanted to ask Ms. Carol a quick question.
Yes.
Ms. Carol, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
What then is the difference between the CBC, now that there's a new curriculum and everyone's really confused about what's happening? The difference. Are they borrowing from the systems, or what's happening? And as a parent, how can you help me make a more informed decision?
Okay, with the CBC curriculum, it's something that's quite new. And what I can say, especially from the other system that we had that was 844, CBC is becoming more is very practical, because you have children making projects. And these projects, you will find some of the concepts, they borrowed some from like a Montessori type of learning. So as I said about the materials, so you will find CBC will have children do projects, but they use readily available materials around the home or around the school. So it's something that you can easily get. It's not expensive. But in a Montessori school, you find these materials, they are quite expensive. So it's like now CBC are having a variation of what Montessori is doing, and which I find it's good, because now even children now get to understand these concepts in a concrete way, other than in an abstract way where you just sit in class and the teacher writes on the board and you memorize things.
So thank you so much, Ms. Carol, for just taking us through the curriculums, which are the most common in Kenya, the CBC and the Montessori. So indulge me for a minute or two as I tell you about Johari Montessori. So Johari means jewel. It's the name that we chose, and we chose it because jewels are precious and unique in their own special way, just like children. Very special, very unique. You never get the same of each other. You get a different child, and it's very, very unique about them. Our mission statement is to encourage the development of the whole child by providing a comprehensive Montessori education, cultivating independent thoughts and foundational skills, as well as awareness of their environment, empathy for others, social ease and confidence, to help our students to grow up and be successful global citizens. So not just here in Kenya, but globally. Our school philosophy is, we firmly believe that the best way for a child to thrive is to empower that child by creating an environment. So the environment is very, very important, filled with exciting possibilities to learn through all the 5 senses. And that is what Ms. Carol touched on, because Montessori touches on all the 5 senses. Let me show you a sneak peek of our school. So we have the first image, which is our beautiful gate, which has the beautiful deco of when they want to just want to measure themselves, how they are growing. Then on the next image, we have the entrance to the school. How the classes are. So once you move from the gate, you get to the classes, you get to the office. So that is how the setup is. Then we also have now the cubby area in the next image, where they put their bags and their shoes. So we have indoor shoes and outdoor shoes. So all their cubbies have a name label. It also helps them to get to know their names. Yeah, and then we have our classes. So with our classes, they are carpeted, and they are very warm for the children, even when it's in cold season. Then on the shelves, there, you can see the materials that Miss Carol was talking about. Yeah, this is a very good preview of the materials. But when you come to our school tour, we can be able to show you even how they work. We have the next image with the different centers that we have, as Miss Carol had said, because for Montessori, it's center, center, center. So this is one of the centers. This is the other center. So we have the literacy center. The one that you had seen before was the practical life center. So this is the literacy center. This is where they learn their sounds, they learn language. And the next image, you can be able to see the shelves that has the materials for language stacked there, and the little chairs and the little tables for when they are in that center for them to sit on. Then we have playtime. Play is serious business. We have the library. So with the library also, we have we read for them. Right now we are reading for them, the age group that we have, but it will get to a point that they are also reading for themselves, and we want to create a reading culture. So once we have that reading culture, the children can be able to be borrowing books. They go home with them, and then you can be reading to them as bedtime stories. So as parents and as teachers and as the school, as one community, we work together to encourage the reading culture. Then we have playtime. With the playtime, we have our trampoline over there. So we have a trampoline. We have a big field down there, which does not have a lot of equipment, because we want them to play freely and just make games. You remember when we were just running around climbing trees? It used to be so much fun. So we want them to have so much fun, and play is serious business for children. Serious business. So we also allocate time for them in the schedule where they are able to play and exercise their gross fine motor skills and just be able to be children by playing. Then after they have played, what do we do next? We also have meals. So with our meals, we try as much as possible to just balance them. We have the mid-morning snack, we have the lunch, and we have the dessert. So dessert is mostly fruit. So we do seasonal fruit. We don't really put the specific fruit there, but we give them seasonal fruit such as watermelon in January. Mangoes are going to be very many, so we hope that we can give them mangoes at that time. Then we have the mid-morning snack, where we have the conflicts with milk, porridge, we have yogurt, we have a variety for them so that it's not boring. And then to the lunch. With lunch, we have 2 meats. So we give them white meat and red meat 2 times in a week. Then the rest of the days, we give them vegetables. So that is a sample of our balanced menu, but we also give it out to the parents so that when they have eaten this at lunch, you don't make it again for them at dinner time, because it gets a bit boring for them. They're like, I ate this in school, so I'm eating it again at dinner time. Yeah, so we give it out so that you're able to, when you're planning for your menu at home, you're able to just consider what they had for lunch. Then, last but not least, we have the school program. So we have options of 3 days half day, which we advocate for the 18 months to 2 years to 3 years there at that age group, when they still have the separation anxiety. So it helps settle them, and parents get to choose the days, if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Then we have 5 days half day, 8:30 to 1 p.m. So this is Monday through Friday. So this is all days of the week, but they leave at 1 p.m. And then there's 5 days full day, 8:30 to 3 p.m., which is Monday to Thursday, as Friday is half day for everyone. So with the program, how it runs, you're able to choose the time that is flexible for you with the operating hours that we have. Yes, and to the other part, it's the school fees. So I've attached the fee structure so that you can be able, with the different programs, you get to see the different fee schedule that we have. That is how we have planned the fee structure. You can have a look at it, and if you need more details, you can just let me know. Miss Kezia is going to share with you our contacts,